Hey Loomers, it's Michelle from Rainbow Loom. Today we'll be learning how to make this archery bracelet. We asked for some name requests on our stories, and the name we chose was actually from Loves to Loom, who is a very active loomer in the community and is also one of our 2025 Loom artists. I know there are a lot of bracelets here. This bracelet can go by very fast, which is how all of this happened. This design is actually reversible, but I prefer this side more where you can kind of see the dotted pattern more closely. I would consider this an intermediate level design because we do unconventional looming steps for the whole bracelet, but I will take you through it and they're not super hard in my opinion. If you're a beginner loomer, you could challenge yourself by making this bracelet. It definitely helps you get familiar with the other looming techniques. Using one loom, this bracelet also comes out pretty long compared to some other designs, but I did have to add an extension of around 6 or 7 bands. If you want to make a full-length bracelet, you'll probably only need at most half of the second loom, which I will talk about more later. By the way, we have some announcements at the end of this video, so please watch until the end to stay informed about all things Rainbow Loom, including some new products coming out and some products that have just come out. Now let's go over the materials needed. For the loom, I'm using a Rainbow Loom 2.0, but you can also use the original loom, a Mighty Loom, or a Mega Mighty Loom. All of these looms will work. You will also need a hook. I'm using this metal hook that comes with the Rainbow Loom 2.0 in the BFF Mega Combo set from Michaels. This actually comes with 2 Rainbow Loom 2.0s, but today I'll just be using one to show you how to make an extension. One of the cool things about this kit is that it's one of the very few kits that includes pearl bands. Speaking of rubber bands, today I'll be using the Neon Treasure Box bands. This comes with 8,000 bands, 2 handheld happy looms, 150 C-clips, and instructions. There are 8 colors here, including black. And the last thing you'll need is something to close off your bracelet, so a CG or easy clip. I will be using a C-clip for this bracelet because that's what comes with the treasure box bands. Now for our rubber band count, if you're using one loom, you'll need 25 border bands here, which are gold, 25 crossing bands, which are glitter pink and glitter purple here, and 12 center bands, which are glitter black here. The amount of bands you'll need for your extension depends on your wrist size, so for the main part of the bracelet, the band count is 62. Okay, let's get started laying down the bands. Make sure that your pins are oriented such that they make a U shape, and we can also see a little arrow at the bottom of the loom with the number 1 on it. Let's first drop a border color band in the middle center pin here, which I'm using this dark blue color for. In this bracelet, it's the gold color bands. We're doing this so that it's easier to end our bracelet whether you're doing a full-length bracelet or adding an extension. For the rest of the bracelet, we're basically going to lay the bands down in the same way that we lay the diamond bracelet, but with a line going through each diamond. The first bands we're going to lay are the border bands. Again, I'm using dark blue for it. I'm placing the band stretching from the first pin on the left to the first center pin, and then we'll do the same to the right side, so stretching another border color band on the first center pin and first pin on the right. Also, just to note, I'm always going to place the bands on the left side first and then on the right side. Now we're going to place the crossing bands, which on this bracelet are glitter pink and glitter purple. I'm using light blue for this and placing a band from the pin on the left forwards to the center. Then I'm doing the same to the right side with another crossing band. When you're done, you should have this diamond shape on your loom. Remember to push down your bands, but don't let them overlap. The next band we're going to place is our center band, which is glitter black here. We're going to add a band such that it creates a line through our diamond, so take a center band, which I'm using black for, and from the first center pin of the diamond, we're going to stretch that band straight forward like so. And again, make sure that your bands do not overlap. We're going to continue making this diamond shape until we reach the end of the loom. If you're planning on making a full-length bracelet, I would add between 5 to 7 extra diamonds, but this kind of depends on your wrist size and the type of bands that you're using. I have close to an average adult woman's wrist size, and I had 18 diamonds total for my full-length bracelet. Let's start again and make another diamond. Begin by placing the 2 border bands by stretching a band from the center pin forwards to the left and forwards to the right. Then take your crossing bands to finish off the diamond, so stretch bands from the left pin forwards to the center, and then take another band and stretch it from the right pin forwards to the center pin. Lastly, place down the straight center band from the bottom of the diamond to the top of the diamond. Make sure that the bands do not overlap each other before moving on. I'm going to do this another 2 times with you. Let's get our 2 border bands and make the bottom half of our diamond by stretching the bands from the center to the left pin and center to the right pin. With another 2 crossing bands, we're closing up our diamond by stretching the bands from the left forwards to the center and another band from the right forwards to the center. Then take our center color band and place that vertically on the diamond that we just made. Let's do this one more time together. 2 border color bands make the bottom of our diamond, and I'm starting on the left side before moving on to the right side. Then 2 crossing bands will close up our diamond, and again I'm starting on the left side and then placing a band on the right side. Lastly, take our center color band and place it vertically on the diamond that we just made. For the rest of the diamonds, I'm going to speed this up until I reach the end of the loom. I have just finished laying down all of the bands, and this is what my loom looks like now. The last band we're going to place is a cap band on the very top center pin where the last diamond is. So I'm taking the same color as the crossing bands, and there are a couple ways to make a cap band. If you have this hook, then you can place a band on the back of the hook, then twist it once so that there are 2 loops of the rubber band on the hook. Then you can transfer the band onto the last pin by inserting the hook into the last pin and then sliding the rubber band off. From the side, you can see that there are 2 loops of the cap band. Another way to do this is to hold the band in one hand and place it onto the pin, then use your hook in the other hand and twist the band around the pin. Again, from the side, you can see that there are 2 loops of the cap band. Now we can turn our loom around 180 degrees and start the looming process. There should be an arrow with the number 2 on it, and the pin should make an N shape now. Keep in mind that the bands on the first diamond are loose, so just be a little bit more careful there. The first band we're going to loom is the center black band. Take your hook, reach into the pin, pull back on the 2 loops of the cap band, then grab your center band and pull it back to its other half on the pin in front of it. Now for the unconventional looming step, you can see from the side here that there are 2 layers of the center band. We're going to be taking the bottom layer of the center band off the pin like this. It's kind of like making a slip knot. Now we're going to do the same process to the other 2 crossing bands, which are light blue for me. We're going to start with the band on the left side, reach into the bottom pin of your diamond again, pull back on the 2 layers of cap band, grab the next band, which should be the crossing band on the left, and pull it back to its other half on the pin to the left. Now we're going to do that unconventional slip knot step again. You can see that there are 2 layers of the crossing band here, so grab the bottom one with your hook and take it off the pin. You don't want to pull too tightly because your bracelet might become a little bit loose. Let's do the same to the right side now. Reach into the bottom pin of your diamond, grab the next band, which should be the band on the right side, and pull it back to its other half on the pin to the right. Again, we're going to grab the bottom layer of our crossing band here and pull it off of the pin. Now we have the top part of our diamond, which are the border bands left to loom. We're going to start on the left side, reach into the pin, grab the border band, and instead of bringing the band back to itself, we're going to bring it straight forward. And then we're going to do the same to the right side. So reach into the pin and bring the border band straight forward. That is our first diamond completed, and we're going to continue this until we reach the end of the loom. So again, we're going to loom the center band first, which is this black band. This is what it looks like from the side. We have this mess of bands and then this center band. Starting from the bottom of the second diamond, reach into the pin, grab the center band, and bring it back to itself. Remember that for the center bands and the crossing bands, we're doing that slip knot step, so grab the bottom layer of the center band and pull it off the pin. Then we can loom the crossing band from the same pin that we just worked on. The next unloomed band closest to the top of the pin is the one on the left, so we're going to bring that band back to itself like this. And then we will do the slip knot step again by grabbing the bottom layer of the crossing band and pulling it off the pin. Let's do the same to the right side now. Grab the band from the same pin that we just worked on and bring that crossing band back to itself. Then we can do the slip knot stitch by grabbing the bottom layer of the crossing band and taking it off the pin. The last 2 bands we have to work on in our diamond now are the border bands, so just reach into the pin on the left and pull that border band forward, and then do the same to the right side. I'll do this with you 2 more times. So starting at the bottom of the third diamond, reach into the pin, grab the center band and pull it forward. Then do the slipknot step by grabbing the bottom layer of the band and pulling it off the pin. At the bottom of the third diamond again, reach into the pin, grab the crossing band on the left side and bring it back to itself on the left. Then grab the bottom layer of that band and pull it off the pin. Do the same to the right side now, pull the band back to itself and then do the slipknot step. Now we can move both of the border bands vertically like so. And then that completes our third diamond. One more time together, at the fourth diamond we are looming the center band back to itself, then do the slipknot step. Then we're going to work on the crossing band, so I'm looming the left side first and doing the slipknot step. Then I'm moving on to the right side, looming it and doing the slipknot step. Lastly, the two border bands will be loomed straight forward. If you feel like there's too much tension on your bands and you're worried that a band might break, you can release tension by removing parts of the bracelet that we've already worked on. You can either remove the sides or remove the whole diamond. Just be careful not to remove too much from the loom or else you risk your bracelet coming apart. I'm going to speed through the rest of this now and I'll see you when I'm at the last diamond. I'm at the last diamond now. We're going to loom the first three bands the same as we have been, so the center band and then the two crossing bands. For the border bands, you can see that we can't move them forwards anymore, so we're going to bring them to the center pin. This is what my loom looks like now. We still have this last band here which we're going to make the extension from. We're going to loom that and place a C-clip on it to keep everything together. I'm holding the last band in my left hand while using the hook in my right hand to loom it. And then I'm placing the loop that I'm holding onto my hook. Then I'm taking a C-clip and placing it onto both loops. Now we can remove the bracelet from the loom. To prevent bands from being overstretched, I'm using my hook to remove the sides first and then I'm removing the middle portion of the bracelet. This is what my bracelet looks like off the loom, but you can see that it's a little bit too small for my wrist. Let's add an extension now. Make sure that your pins are oriented such that they make a U shape and that there is an arrow with the number 1 on the bottom of the loom. I'm making an extension of 7 bands in length and the colors I'm using are the border and crossing bands. If you want a more in-depth tutorial for this, there is a link in the description on how to add a single chain extension. I'm placing the bands in a zigzag like this. Then I'm turning our loom around 180 degrees and taking the end of the bracelet where we placed our C-clip, I'm going to put that on the last pin that we added bands to and start looming. After looming the band on the last pin, I'm going to place the C-clip on and remove the extension from the loom. Then we can attach both sides and our bracelet is finished. Thanks for watching this tutorial on how to create this archery bracelet. I'm excited to see what yours will look like, so if you make this, please tag us at this username and use the hashtag RainbowLoom so that we can see your creations on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We also host weekly giveaways on Instagram called our Loom Star of the Week contest, and sometimes we even give away larger or more unique prizes, so be sure to follow us there. In the description box below, you can also find where to purchase your own Rainbow Loom kit, especially if you're in the US. We have so many kits available, there's honestly something for everyone. As for some announcements, we have 2 new products that have launched at Target. One of them is a $4.99 auto loom kit. We know a lot of people have been requesting a smaller kit that they can purchase in person, so that is finally here. Another product is our new Loom Your Life kit, also exclusive to Target. It comes with a lot of different projects that you can make, and we will definitely be making video tutorials for them in the coming weeks. We're also bringing back the double-sided hook to our web store in a few weeks, and we will also be selling easy clips in the web store as well. Also, the Auto Loom and many other Rainbow Loom products will be available for purchase in Europe this summer around the end of June and early July. There's a lot going on in the back end, so it has taken some time, but thank you to our European fans for your patience. That's it for announcements. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.